All right, guys, this is going to be a review of our workout from this morning. This is CrossFit Open Workout 22.3. So from the year 2022, this was the third and last workout of the Open. This was the first year I did the Open. So this workout it's a 12-minute time cap, so you're expected to do all this work and have a time as your score, but they put that time cap on there, and if you run into that 12 minutes, your score is just how far you got through that workout. So it's a number of repetitions. So this is going to get a little confusing, and I'm just going to say these numbers first so that you can kind of get the idea of how this workout goes. So it's kind of a descending rep scheme. So it's 21, 18, 15, which it's a little confusing. A lot of times in CrossFit, they'll do 21, 15, 9. I'm not sure why they did it this way, other than I'm guessing that it just wouldn't have been enough work to kind of separate people out to kind of be able to get people different scores as you go down that leaderboard. So with that being said, there's 3 movements in each of those rounds, and the middle movement, double unders, they doubled the number. So I'm going to go through this now. So it's 20, and then they increase the difficulty of the other 2 movements as you go through. So 21 pull-ups, so that's just chin up over the bar, 42 double unders, so just twice the number that we're on here, and then 21 squat thrusters, so that's the full squat where you get the crease of your hip below the top of your knee. So a full squat, and then you come up out of that and you press that bar up over your head, your knees, hips, elbows, everything locked out overhead. And then the other thing, and you won't be able to see it on my video because I've got the wrong angle, and I'm sure I don't do a great job of it, but you can't have that soft elbow or knee or hip, but you also, as you lock that out, you're supposed to have your head kind of through the hole. Or in other words, they want that weight straight up over top of your body, everything locked up out in a straight line. So that's squat thrusters, 21 of those, 95 pounds. Then we go to that round of 18, and now the pull-up becomes a chest 2-bar pull-up. So the bar has got to touch your chest at or below your collarbone. And so chest to bar pull-up, that was, I'm off my thing here, 18 of those. So 36 double unders, and then 18 squat thrusters at 115 pounds. Then we go to the round of 15. Now we're going up a degree of difficulty further. 15 bar muscle ups, so that's where you pull yourself up to where you've kind of got your belly or your hips up at that bar, and you're kind of in that press out dip type position, and you push yourself up to where your elbows are locked out with yourself up above the bar. And then 30 double unders and 15 squat thrusters at 135 pounds. So let's get this video started, and we'll talk about the workout as I go through it here. So as far as what I was after in this workout, I really wanted to get to the muscle ups and get through my goal that I wrote down was 10 muscle ups that I wanted to get through. The other thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to try and get the rest of the work before that done in 10. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I don't know why this time of year. I don't know if it's dry weather, but it's not really dry today, but something. Anyways, let's see here. I wanted to get through 10 muscle ups, and I wanted to get to that tie break time, the work that you did up till that point, in 10 minutes. So 12-minute time cap on the workout. I wanted 2 minutes to kind of see if I could do any muscle ups after doing all of these pull-ups. So I was planning on not finishing. So with that being said, you saw there as I was doing these pull-ups, I'm breaking them up quite a bit from the beginning. I can do 21, but oh man, that's so irritating. You drop that rope, it catches on your heel right off the bat. Oh, that's irritating. But I broke those 21 up with the idea that I had a little bit different of a goal in this workout. So sometimes like a workout, you just want to burn it down and just see how hard you can go, get your heart rate up. I talk about that a lot. Here, I was just trying to keep all those muscles as little fatigue as we could. They talk about time under tension, so I was just trying to break that up as we went. And I just wanted to have some time, a little bit of time, and get to the muscle ups. This one I really wasn't doing for my score or seeing where I was at in that leaderboard. I just wanted to get some muscle ups in a workout after being kind of fatigued. So I did get to that. I'll spare you the suspense. You can go to the end of the movie or into the video and watch that if that's the only thing you're interested in. Or if you want to see me trip up on these double unders over and over and over again, you can do that. I have done big sets of double unders, like 30 double unders. It wasn't happening today. It was just one of those days where I just didn't have it, and you can just see how bad I'm, like kind of like dolphin tailing or head or whatever there, and so yeah, that was not good technique on those double unders. So on my squat thrusters here, I don't know, there's not much to say about these except for you can see how far out my hands are. I was trying a little different position on my hands to see if I could get that bar to rest on my shoulders a little bit more and get my elbows a little higher. It didn't really work. I didn't really like it. One of the last thruster workouts that I did, my shoulders just blew up. I couldn't even pick the bar up anymore, and I quit in the middle of that workout. And I think that may have been like the only time that I quit in the middle of a workout. Like my shoulders were just, it wasn't that they were on fire, they just wouldn't hardly move anymore. So yeah, squat thrusters. It's hard to breathe with that bar up on your chest. It gets you out of breath really pretty quickly. If you've never done the wall balls, and that was on one of my previous videos, or these squat thrusters, they are amazing for, like, you can jack your heart rate up in 15 of them with even not very much weight. I remember the first ones I ever did, this was ages ago. I think I was using 20-pound dumbbells, so 40 pounds, and yeah, just with 10 or 15 of them, like, you can just feel your heart just thumping. Yeah. So again, I could have gone faster than this. I beat myself up when I saw this video the first time. Oh man, that break's really long. I made a bunch of notes on, oh, this break was like 30 seconds or whatever. But going back to that original goal, it was to get to the muscle ups. So, you know, hindsight of my hindsight, I probably did it right, you know, to be able to get there. Oh, good. We caught a little bit of Dan over on the edge of this video. That's fantastic. He gets credit for the workout then because we got him on video. So, all right. So these are our chest to bar pull-ups. I should talk about, because there's going to be some people that are like, well, that's not a pull-up because you're kicking yourself up there. So there's a term called a kip, which I'd never heard of before CrossFit or doing any of these workouts. They probably made it up. I don't know. No, they didn't. It probably comes from gymnastics, where there's this idea of doing something strict, and then there's this idea of having this explosive body to extremity movement to help you get something done. And so, yeah, it's not like cheating, because it's part of the workout, it's part of the sport, and it's also part of learning how to move your body and use your body. If I am stuck down in a hole and I need to get out of there, I don't care if I do it strict or if I need to get over a fence. There's no term for getting over a fence or a wall strict. You get over there how you can. And so this is the standard is your chest touches the bar, and anything beyond that you figure it out. And so these are kipping. They also have another version called butterfly pull-ups or butterfly chest to bar pull-ups, depending on what you're doing. I have worked on those. You can see when I kind of go up on my pull-up, I'll kind of do that lever where my arms, before they bend, they kind of will come down towards my body with my arms straight. so that's that kind of levering, and there's a timing of doing that so that you can kind of lever and then bend your arms and kind of pull yourself towards that bar, and then kind of slide down past it, and you kind of go in a more of a circular kind of a cycle. And they're faster, but they do jack your heart rate up pretty good, and they take the technique that I have not developed yet at this point. And I have worked on them some, and I've gotten like 2 or 3 in a row, and then like I'll get my legs and my arms and my body out of sync, and then it gets wonky really fast. So oh, Blake's making an appearance. Okay, so this workout, it did originally allow for somebody to change your weights for you. They couldn't help with the bar any other way, like if it rolled away from you, they couldn't, when you were using it, they couldn't bring it back to you or something like that. But you could have somebody change your weights. So he was over there on the bike, and he's like, "Do you want me to change these weights?" He asked Dan, and Dan didn't know that, so he told him no. And then he come over and asked me, and I'm like, yeah, please go for it. And Dan's like, really? I'm like, well, yeah, they allowed it. So I'm not even going to talk about these double unders. This is terrible. Yeah, just and that is a movement where the worse your technique is, man, it just compounds how much harder it gets. I mean, you can just see, like, if I was able to kind of stand up nice and straight and just kind of use my calves and just do a nice bounce, maybe I've got a video where they've looked better, but yeah, it would be a lot easier. But I'm just bouncing around. I think this is the last little set here because it's my bigger set. I somehow managed to kind of get it together there at the end. And you guys can count them if you want. I'm sure I'm off. I am the worst at counting. Yeah, I'll lose count. I'll do more. I'll do less. I absolutely need somebody counting for me in a workout that's like for a competition, because I will have no idea where I'm at. Okay, so this is the 115-pound bar with the squat thrusters. So you can see me kind of poking my head forward there. So they call that head through the hole. That's how you kind of show that you finished the rep. Everything's locked out, straight up, bar stacked up over top of your shoulders. I take my sweet time on these on these squat thrusters. Yeah, don't judge me too much for the rest here. I did not wear my wrist wraps, so I got the wrist bands on just to kind of keep some of the sweat under control, as you're grabbing bars or grabbing that pull-up bar. Don't want to slip off that. And then, the wrist wraps don't work very well with the gymnastics grips, so you got to kind of pick or choose whichever one you want. And for this workout, I knew I wasn't going to get to that 135-pound bar, and I didn't think that'd be too hard on my wrist anyway. And I was only picking the bar up and doing that movement that's hard on my wrist with that carpal tunnel, like flipping it up only a couple of times. It wasn't like we were coming from the ground on every rep. So I didn't think that'd be too hard on my wrist. And then definitely with that amount of pull-ups, and then trying to get these muscle ups and feel a good connection to that bar, the grips were much more important. Dan's getting the fan turned on, being very kind to me. He pointed it at me. He should have pointed it over there at himself. We just recently, you can just see that pull-up bar over there. That's Dan's pull-up bar. I can barely reach it. He's several inches taller than me. And so like you'll see him here on this bar. He does a couple of attempts at some muscle ups over here, and his feet almost drag the ground, and mine don't even come close on my bar. And then when I go over there and try and use his, like I have to like do a full jump as high as I can jump to get a hold of it. So anyways, we just put that in, and I've been very happy for Dan that he's got a place to do pull-ups without having to lift his feet up out of the way. So, and I talked with him about that today, and I'm not a muscle up expert, but again, that lever position, and we talked on the phone afterwards, and yeah, we were just talking about you gotta lever yourself almost all the way up there, and then you pull yourself towards that bar. If you start your pull too early, yeah, you lose your power. There's number 2, out of time. I think I had a couple more seconds left, but not long enough to get back up there. So, yeah, throw the grips off, rip the wrist wraps off here at some point, I'm sure. Not the wraps, the bands. So, yeah, that's 22.3. I didn't have a lot of thoughts on it. Like I said, the main thing was, like, I've practiced muscle ups before, but it's when I'm fresh, and I was really, really happy. I was able to do a lot of pull ups, get quite a bit of fatigue with that pull, and then get a couple of muscle ups in there. And every one of these workouts, in hindsight, yeah, video's over, but in hindsight, every one of these workouts, after the fact, I'm like, why didn't I just finish out those 15 muscle ups? I'm sure it would have been beneficial, even though I had passed the time cap. But in the moment, like, I have a hard time remembering that to finish it out. But yeah, really good workout. Obviously, 3 years ago when I did this, the pull-ups there was a standard where you'd elevate yourself like up on a box or some sort of elevation to get within a certain distance of the bar. I can't remember, like, your head could be up to a certain distance of the bar, and then we did jumping pull-ups, and then the next iteration was that same distance, but then you were doing jumping chest to bar pull-ups, and I couldn't even do those at that point, and so yeah, I got stopped in the workout at the point of the chest to bar pull-ups, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I might be able to find that video and double check that and put a correction on here. But well, hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope somebody that was has been in good shape and gotten out of shape, or maybe you've never been in shape and you want to get in shape. I hope you watch these videos and get a little inspiration of it. Oh, and shout out to Caden Williams for subscribing to the channel. Chelsea told me about that, and so shout out to Caden. And maybe these videos might serve as a cautionary tale for you young guys, Caden, to maybe keep you from getting out of shape and going through that phase in life where you're having the kids and you're not worrying about yourself and your nutrition and your health and fitness, and you get a little bit of that dad bod going, and then you got to fight to kind of get back in shape later on. Maybe you'll take this as a cautionary tale and stay in shape. So yeah, if there's any of you young guys out there watching this, beware. The changes in your metabolism are coming, and you better be on top of it, or else you're going to end up like this fat old guy and have to fight to get it back. Anyways, we'll see you later, guys.